Yo, nerds, what's up? How's everyone doing? I'm just a little busy here. My mom's sick, so I have to make her some soup. And the camera's fucking shitting itself. I love to see that. Hello, camera. Work. And my room's a little... There we go. The camera's better. My room's a little messy because my brother came and took the little desk that was behind me. So my room's now completely ripped apart. There's shit everywhere. So ignore the garbage, ignore the shit. And as you can see, my hair's not really set up properly for the stream environment. So I'm not ready for the stream either. And honestly, I don't want to go live today. I did not want to go live today. But we're gonna do it. Yesterday was what was it? Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to my Canadian viewers. Yesterday was Thanksgiving. Today market, you can see right here, a nice little quick snapshot. For the most part, we turned red because Trump can't keep his mouth shut. We were doing good for the most part, and then at the end of the day, Trump just kind of ruined the party for everyone with more tariff conversations, more China conversations, and so on, bringing down the market pretty drastically into the close. Still only down 0.6%. S&P 500 barely red on the day. IWM still monster green on the day with 1.4% up. And hopefully my computer is not shitting itself, because that was one of the reasons why I did not switch over cameras so quickly. Comet was absolutely killing my computer resources. Man, I don't know what's up with this browser sometimes, but it just uses extra resources and completely shits the bed on you, and you just have to restart the browser completely for it to work. Anyways, not your problem. That's a problem for me. Let's talk about stocks. Market was looking like we're gonna rebound back again after the Friday scare. Wasn't live Friday. I never am live Friday. But after the Friday scare, yesterday a little bit of a rebound. Looked like things were gonna go well again. Trump is gonna play nice. Just a little misunderstanding between G and Trump, but today looks like that misunderstanding is back to being a problem, and we're not sure exactly how things will pan out. The easy answer here would be, just be patient and see how the market plays under 558, 588.50 if it actually does manage to get back there and then get below it. That will be your doomsday marker. So if the market is able to get below that 588.50 area and start trading below it, that's something that you really don't want to be seeing. But any holding above it, or even a failed break and then a push back around that area, could be possibly your trigger to continue looking for the long on the market, as we're still pretty much holding to some of the moving averages. I think we're just now bouncing off of the 50-day moving average, or just around the 50-day moving average. So, the more we play around here and find some base around the 50-day, it just means the better the opportunity for the market to go back up. For example, you can see how the last time we kind of did a double bottom at the 50-day moving average. That's very close to what this is setting up over here. So a little bit more back and forth in this area. Let the 50-day moving average catch up with the lows, and then we go back into the north side trajectory, the bull trajectory that the market has been in. If you were watching the metals companies such as MP, TMQ, LAC, all of them going back to the upside, blasting up north. So the bull season is not done yet. We're still watching monster moves across the board. RGTI, this one is still going parabolic, and it will potentially keep going parabolic until Martin Shkreli, the Shkrelster, is completely banked for a loss, right? He's gonna have to get beaten up. He's probably gonna have to close his position for a big loser, and that's when we'll actually start seeing the top being put into some of these quantum names. Very, very surprised to see RGTI still going the way it is. I mean, sucks to be me because I no longer have any shares in this name, but at least we were part of the ride for some time. So that was a good ride. IonQ going back up. Even OKLO, nice little breakout on OKLO yesterday. I tweeted out a trade idea on OKLO yesterday for those of you who were watching me on Twitter. Not watching me on Twitter, but if you're following me on Twitter, we tweeted out a trade idea yesterday on OKLO first thing in the morning. I think this was like in pre-market or right around the open is when I tweeted this. What time was this tweet? 9:43. So first thing off the open, we sent out this tweet with the trade idea on OKLO. If OKLO manages to find a footing above 160, find some support above 160, then you for sure don't want to miss out on that long, and see how it plays out exactly. It's able to find buying above 160, and then it goes all the way up to 174, 175 on that very same day. So monster move over here on OKLO, and then today basically a day 2 extension, closed around yesterday's high but managed to get above yesterday's high at one point and then pull back. So overall, give me a second. One of my friends wants my opinion on a question here. On this one, if he says Riviera Resort as one phrase, it will count as 2 hits. Correct. That would be count as 2 hits. So OKLO continuing its trajectory up north. NNE and SMR didn't really join the party yet, but if you're looking at SMR, I mean, that looks like it's gonna want to join the party if OKLO is continuing to behave the way it is. From my recollection, from my memory, SMR was the one that actually had a partnership with Amazon for the nuclear energy and so on. So, this one's got to play some sort of a sympathy play. right, along with OKLO, right? So watching this one for some move above 47.50, 47.20. There's other stocks in this sector: GEV, LEU, Lightbridge, LTBR. Some of the other names that you can add in your watch list to keep an eye on. Let me quickly go to this page because I don't have the chat open anymore. I had to close the chat. 12,043, 1,243 viewers now, chat. Let's go. Or not viewers, subscribers now. Let's go. We're growing. We love to see that. Let me just quickly open up the chat. How the hell do I open up the chat? Pretty sure I'm not even allowed to show you guys this page. Oh wait, there you go. Control room, and here's the chat. We pop out the chat. The other chats are pretty useless because no one messages me on there anyways. And now there we go. Now I see my 2 viewers who are usually in here. TH, Josh, how are you guys doing? By the way, I have some very, very good news to announce. Well, maybe it's a little too early for the good news, but it's almost certain that this is going to happen at this point. I am now going to be a host on the Stock Trader Network. So for those of you who don't know, search Stock Trading. Is it Stock Trading Network? I think it's Stock Trading. STN, the Stock Trading Network. Yeah, Stock Trader Network, not Trading Network. It's basically the host that used to do the Benzinga show every single morning for Benzinga. Joel, Dennis. I'm sorry, but I don't know this person's name. I used to watch Joel and Dennis back in the day when they used to host the Benzinga show. Ever since Benzinga and them decided to part ways, they started their own company called Stock Trader Network. Where they host live trading, pretty much like Trader TV Live, where they host live trading, but behind a paywall. So you're in a chat room with a bunch of people. You're paying for education, you're paying for interviews, you're paying for classes, lessons, one-on-one time with experienced traders. So all of that will be awesome for someone who's new to trading and wants to learn trading. So go check out Stock Trader Network. I think we're still deciding what time the show will be. For now, we're probably going to do about a half hour twice a week or so, and then probably expand on that eventually. We'll see how it works out. But yeah, Stock Trader Network, we're doing a trial run, I guess you could say. I'm doing a trial run as a host. Going to be hosting by myself like I have previously on Trader TV Live, or even right now, as you guys can see me, that I basically do my own show by myself for the most part. So that's why you got the haircut. That's why I trimmed the beard and the haircut. That's right, so I can do the interview. No, that's jokes aside. I got the haircut because it was unmanageable, man. It was unmanageable. But realistically, if I didn't have a reason to get a haircut, then why would I go get a haircut? Waste money. It costs like what, $50 in Canada for a haircut? I ain't spending $50 for a haircut every month, bro. That's too expensive. All right, even if I was making $1 million a year, which I'm not, even if I was making $1 million a year, $50 for a haircut. On top of that, you gotta tip the guy. Probably tip him like $5 to $10. So you're basically paying $55 to $60 for a haircut every month. That's ridiculous, okay? That's an absolute scam. But we're gonna have to get these haircuts if we're gonna host the show again, right? If we're gonna host the show again, we're gonna have to get the haircuts. Anyways, probably going to be somewhere around 10:30, 11, or 12 o'clock, similar to the midday show. So they have their morning show, opening bell from 9 o'clock to 10:30. After 10:30, most likely is when I'll jump on from 10:30 to possibly 11 for a little trial run, and if it works out well, if things go well, if their viewers like me, probably extend that from 10:30 to 11:30 or 10:30 to 12:30 time slot. And then on Fridays, these guys do options, which will be at 1:30 to 2 o'clock on Friday. And then weekdays, 3:30 to 5 o'clock, they do the closing print where they're showing you the imbalances at closing time. And they're walking you through the trading decisions that they're doing live. You have trading seminars, analysis, education, trading alerts. So an awesome group overall. If you're new to trading, or if you want to learn how to be better at trading than you currently are, I think this would be an awesome place for you to check it out. You can get a 7-day free trial, and I would urge you to get the 7-day free trial just so you can come watch me for a couple of days. So go sign up, and I'll let you know exactly when I will be going live with them. Possibly next week or by next month, I should be going live with them, and I'll keep you guys up to date on Twitter and all their social media. So make sure you're following me over there. 2 viewers, I love it. All this hard work that I put in daily for 2 goddamn viewers. Where is this? Engage your audience. Ooh, we got members only live stream button. Start a poll. Start a Q&A. Oh, nice new options over here. Within the chat that they're creating for you. YouTube Live is getting better. I like it. The dollars I saved went to stocks and beer, mostly beer. Went into stocks and beer. I like it. I mean, for me, it used to be the same, but I'm not such a big alcohol enthusiast, so it's somewhere else for me. It's not into alcohol. It goes into somewhere else. I don't really have anything new to talk about in the market, guys. I feel like, everything's just the same situation right now, right? We're kind of in a standstill. Not sure exactly where Trump is going to lead things with the whole China deal that's happening right now. Obviously, they're gonna have to have a conversation. Looks like the conversations will probably be held in Korea at the end of the month. There's some sort of a summit in Korea where they will be together. They meaning Xi and Trump. And they will be potentially be having a meeting together regarding tariffs. But Trump has also recently said, there's no real reason to have a talk anymore because of the way Xi is behaving. And then Xi might go, I don't really need to talk to Trump anymore because of the way Trump is behaving. So it's just an absolute joke what we're watching over here. Interpolitical wars, inter-country wars on a social media platform scale. And it's obviously affecting the market on a day-to-day business. But if I can say one thing, this is an awesome opportunity to buy the dip. The market only goes up. There will be times where the market gets scared and gets pushed back to the downside, but the market naturally only always goes up. So when you get opportunities like this, when you get a nice little pullback and a dip on names into their 50-day moving average, into their 200-day moving averages, that's a dip by opportunity. For example, Amazon at a nice little discount, in my opinion, right at the 200-day. And today looks like a little bit of an undercut and rally at the 200-day moving average. Not really an undercut nor a rally because we're still down 1.6% on the day. We're also below the Friday's low. We're also below a nice little consolidation level where multiple bottoms have come into, especially that Friday low. So getting below that is not necessarily a bullish thing, but getting below it and then getting back above, getting below the 200-day and then getting back above, those could be seen as positive indications over here for a dip by opportunity. So buying Amazon in this area, putting your stop losses somewhere right below this day's candle or a little bit below that day's candle, so you can open up some risk to reward potential for you. Try to get lucky a little bit. Realistically, you never want to use the word lucky in the stock market, but that does play a factor. It's part luck, part science, part art. So once you get all of that aligned for you, that's when you actually have the magical miracle trade. So if you put the stop a little bit lower, that opens up your chance of actually sticking with the trade a little bit longer, but it also ruins your risk to reward profile, right? So you always got to come with the perfect ratio of everything, the perfect ratio of the balance between the luck, the risk to reward, the entry, the stop, right? Once you find the perfect balance, you'll be able to know exactly how much size you take on the trade, what's your plan with the trade, what you're looking for out of the trade. For example, if you want to risk $100 here, then just buy less shares and put the stop a little bit lower, right? Put the stop a little bit lower, buy a little bit less shares, put a stop a little bit lower, and then when the stock approaches this high near 230, then you can start making new decisions. Okay, are we rejecting near 230? Are we going back above through 230? Is the market weak when the stock gets to 230? Is the market going through all-time high when we're getting into 230? What are other Magnificent Seven stocks doing at the same time? So you can kind of create a nice thesis, a picture, an idea that can help you execute this trade just by opening up your luck factor, just by ruining your risk to reward factor. So an idea over there for swing trading for those of you who are trading with too tight of a stops. I'm guilty for trading too tight of a stops. Opening up that little parameter helped me out a lot. Gold still continuing on its trajectory, continuous north side, another new all-time high for the gold ETF over here. Continuing past gold, I want to go check out some semiconductor stocks, AMD to be exact. AMD right now holding off, not really pulling back drastically. You can see how it's creating higher lows. Each day's low is almost higher than the previous low, except for this day. You can ignore this one day. Each day's low is almost higher than the previous day's low, which is actually pretty cool to see. So we have a wedge being formed over here on AMD, and the longer we trade in this sideways pattern, the more of a wedge we create, then the eventual resolution of that wedge will be awesome to trade off of. I almost forgot, earnings season's back in play. If you're watching me on YouTube or on Twitter, you know that Domino's Pizza was the thumbnail today. So yeah, Domino's Pizza reporting positive earnings report, or I guess good enough of a report for them to blast up 4% on the day. Initially actually started below the range lows and then blasted off higher. Shout out to Domino's Pizza. But more importantly, the stocks that I care about that reported earnings today are the bank names. For example, JP Morgan. Now that is a nice pullback after getting below the 50-day moving average on JP Morgan. Citibank running to the north side 4% today. Wells Fargo also reported. WFC, nice little pop on Wells Fargo, right back into the all-time highs. Way too many lines there. We can get rid of most of those. Right back into the all-time highs here for Wells Fargo. Potentially a name that can be worth watching for tomorrow. See if Wells Fargo gets above 86.66. If so, then you have some momentum up there. I'm pretty sure Citibank also reported. Wait, I already talked about Citi. Now that my comment browser is not freaking out, maybe I will be able to pull up some tabs over here and be able to actually show you guys the earnings calendar. Okay, finally, it's not freaking out and it's not absolutely killing my computer. That being said, my computer is getting very old, chat. I'm using like a 8-year, 10-year-old PC now with the 1080 graphics card. Not even a 1080 Ti, a 1080 graphics card, an Intel i7 8700, okay? So this is a pretty old computer now. I'm just surprised that it still works the way it does. I love this little baby. Mwah. Time to upgrade very, very soon. It's coming. We're gonna need to bank it big time on Polymarket so we can buy ourselves some new computer parts. All right. Let's talk about Polymarket since I just mentioned it. Couple Polymarket bettors on the earnings markets were actually expecting all the banks to beat, and you know what, they would have been right for the most part, but you can see how Citigroup and BlackRock didn't actually beat the EPS estimates compared to Polymarket, and those gave you awesome trading opportunities. For example, Fastenal yesterday was trading at an 84-85% probability that it will beat earnings, but then when the report came out and they did not beat earnings, they absolutely crashed over here, and you would have cashed out on them. Similarly, BlackRock was expected with a 90% probability, Citigroup was expected with the 80% probability, and predictors, bettors with $66,000 volume actually being traded on this market, which is not bad at all. Pretty good volume over here. That's better volume than some of the mentioned markets that I'm watching currently. So good volume coming in on these earnings baskets these days, and you can see how there's actually opportunities where money could be potentially made. For example, over here tomorrow, we got tomorrow we have Bank of America and Morgan Stanley reporting, and they are expecting right now with a 90% probability that they're going to beat their earnings report tomorrow. Another 90% probability over here that Morgan Stanley beats their earnings report tomorrow. What if they don't? There's a trade opportunity here along with the stock market. So I'll be watching Polymarket to see how that plays out. And if you guys are seeing my account is growing, baby. We're cashing out, ladies and gentlemen. We are absolutely printing at the moment. I want to quickly go check a couple bets. Ooh, that one's working in my favor. And I want to talk about this one that's going on. Where's the new one that I placed today? That's the one I placed today. Okay. So let's talk about Polymarket a little bit. I was doing some research with Trump being the savior of the world now. If you guys are watching what happened over the weekend, especially Monday, all of the alive living hostages were returned by Hamas to the IDF, to Israel. President Trump was praised by many government leaders. In a lot of these conferences, President Trump was actually announced to nominated into the Nobel Peace Prize for 2026. It was nonstop, the number of nominations that he was getting for 2026. Obviously 2025 winner was obviously announced, and it wasn't Trump, but I'm thinking there is more than a 13% chance. Actually, when I bought this was at 10 cents. So this was trading at 10 cents per share. So I'm thinking there was more than a 10% chance that Trump becomes the Time Person of the Year. It's not a 10%, maybe a 40% chance that he becomes the Times 2025 Person of the Year. At least he should be tied with artificial intelligence. If you go down the list, Pope, Benjamin Netanyahu, I mean, no one even knew who this Pope was until he became the Pope. All right, let's be realistic. Benjamin Netanyahu, why would he win the Person of the Year when he's bombing, hospitals and kids? This is not gonna get it. It's no one's gonna agree with that. Xi Jinping, a Chinese communist leader, not gonna happen. Elon Musk, yeah, maybe. With all that he's done with SpaceX, especially, yeah, there's a good chance. Vladimir Zelensky, no, not happening. Pope Francis, I'm not sure about that one either. And LeBron James, absolutely not. Especially after his recent stunt that he pulled, which looked like he was going to retire, but he didn't retire. It was just a marketing stunt. So absolute scam artist LeBron James over there. Not going to win the Time 2025 of the year. So in my opinion, there's only two real options. And if you actually look at Pope Leo was trading at 13% when Donald Trump was trading at 10%. So I figured this is very mispriced. This is just stupidity if you ask me. And I think Trump has more than a 10% chance of winning this award. So I went long at 10 cents and now it's trading at 13 cents. And now look at this. Pope Leo the 13th, or is it 13th? It's 14th. Pope Leo the 14th is now no longer the second most expected. I guess he's tied for second, but in the board outcome, he's now in the third spot, right? The number of money that people spent on him, $700,000. People are now probably second guessing it and about to start dumping their yeses, maybe buy some no's, and maybe even buy some Donald Trump yeses. So I'm very convinced that this is going to play in my favor, especially if you look at this right here. You can see how Donald Trump and Pope are now just about to intersect and cross each other, and Trump is about to get above Pope. So I'm very much convinced that I'm in the right direction here, and that trade is going to play out in my favor. Another one that I saw today already working for me in my favor is who will be the #1 search person on Google this year. This year's trend is not done yet. Obviously, it's announced at the end of the year. If you go through year 2024 global trending people, you will see that the most trended person on Google Trends in 2024, naturally because of elections, was Donald Trump. And then after Donald Trump, you got the Princess of Wales, Catherine. After that, you got Kamala Harris, and then you have Iman Khalif, who was actually the transgender boxer who was allowed to fight in the female boxing championship, ended up winning gold, which was like an absolute bullshit. Like, you know, how are you gonna let a transgender man fight in a female competition? Who cares? Anyways, the next one after that is Joe Biden. So top 3 of the 5 were political people from the election. So that makes sense why trending global was Donald Trump for 2024. But if you look through some of the way that people are positioning themselves and the way money is being bet, people think the most searched person will actually be Charlie Kirk. Why? Like, you guys think that people care about Charlie Kirk outside of America? I'm sorry, but, you know, Canada, America are the only people who care about Charlie Kirk. India doesn't give a shit about Charlie Kirk. India does, like, what other countries are there besides Canada and America? A million other countries? They don't give a shit about Charlie Kirk and his assassination. Maybe his search went up a little bit on the day of, but they don't give two shits about him. So people putting 31% on Charlie Kirk is ridiculous for me. That's such a high mispriced market that I think it's just simply not going to win. Especially after Trump, you know, realistically, although the peace is not 100% guaranteed because Israel did just now bomb Gaza again over in the span of 2 days over the peace being announced, the ceasefire being announced. We're still in the conversations of peace, right? So if peace is actually being created in Middle East, then wouldn't what is this gift over here? Oh, rewards. Okay. Then wouldn't Donald Trump be the most searched person, especially after all the nominations for Nobel Peace Prize 2026 and so on? Trump trading at 20 cents on the dollar was ridiculous to me. So I instantly came in and I bought up 20 cents, and now look at that, it's trading at 23 cents. I'm actually going to be making a tweet about this and why I think this market is mispriced. But before I do that, I'm going to have to do some research. I'm going to have to do some work as to you know, am I right? Am I wrong? So I'm going to quickly go to Google Trends. Google Trends. And do a little bit of research for us live on stream. Okay, Google Trends. We're going to bring this to a new screen so I can keep an eye on it. Tomorrow earnings, the only two ones I care about: Morgan Stanley of Bank of America. You do have ASML, which is I think another semiconductor country from my semiconductor company from my memory. Dollar Tree is a good one to keep an eye on. Obviously, I screwed up my Dollar Tree long so bad, man. DLTR. Where is Dollar Tree now? Oh, okay. I'm not that upset anymore. Dollar Tree with the big pullback to the 200-day moving average. But hey, that's your undercut and rally right there. Undercut, rally back through the 200-day, and then you have the earnings tomorrow. That'll be something to keep an eye on. Abbott Technologies, that's a good one to keep an eye on also. And then tomorrow after hours, we got some airlines on board. United Airlines, that's the only airlines. Nothing really besides that. TSM on Thursday, some more banks on Friday, but this means earnings season is upon us, ladies and gentlemen. I love watching earnings season. All right, let's start looking for some of these trends and start seeing if we can spot some trends. Worldwide, custom time range, I want full year 2025. I want categories, people. Or should we just do all categories? No, let's do people because that's what pets. No, I'm joking. People and society. Web search. Is it a web search? This market will resolve according to the #1 individual ranked Google's official year in search list. So web search, I'm guessing, in 2025, published on the Google Year Search Hub. Okay, currently 2024 is showing. 2025 should show up very soon. So Charlie Kirk. Okay. Pope Leo XIV. Former head of the Catholic Church. No. I guess I'm just gonna have to do this. Okay, oh, that matches up. Donald Trump. I want Elon Musk. I want Kendrick Lamar. Fuck no. I'll put Taylor Swift over Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is not winning this. Taylor Swift. And that's all I can have? I can't put in more? Okay. So, that's a big spike over there. And January 19th, I'm guessing that's exactly around when he was being... what's that word? In something? Something indirected or something? Okay, I'm screwing it up. But that's when he goes into power, right? January 12th in that week. That's when he goes into power. So that makes sense why you have 81 spikes for Donald Trump over there on that time period. And then it slowly goes down. But even though it goes down, he's still above Elon Musk the whole time, okay? And then a little spike for your little Pope over here, your Chicago Chirac Pope. Because obviously no one knew about him, and then he becomes the Pope of the Catholic world. So you got a little spike over that middle period when that happens, but you can see how Donald Trump is still sitting at 30 at that point. Okay, he's still sitting pretty at 30, and then slowly goes back down. Trump is still in true power over here, over interest over time, still in true power. No one able to even do double digits like Trump, okay? And then boom, Charlie Kirk, makes sense why. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. We care. As a Canadian, as an American, as a person, I care. You know, Charlie Kirk, sadly, it happened what happened. Rest in peace to his soul. May his family go through this and come out stronger. His little babies, his wife, very fishy his wife, but his wife, you know, go through it and come out victorious at the end. But you know, when we're doing the study over here, none of that matters, right? None of that matters. The only thing that matters is math. And math tells me that you had a spike of 100 in this time period, and then that completely died down. And now look at it again. Trump back in power. Charlie Kirk at 3, 4, while Donald Trump is sitting at 18. 18 searches on a day. Hope she does sparkles on her chest when. What does that even mean? Anyways. It's a rumor, but I heard President Trump will appoint Katy Perry as a goodwill ambassador to Canada. Yeah, because she's dating Justin Trudeau. It's hilarious. That's pretty funny. But you get the idea over here, okay? You get the idea. Look at how many times Trump is searched from the start of the year all the way till now. And then you have some spikes in the middle, 41 over here, 100 over here for Charlie Kirk. And people think that Charlie Kirk is expected to be the most searched person of the year with a 31% probability. That's ridiculous, guys. That's absolute baloney, right? Even Pope Leo the 14th is expected to be a 26% probability that he's going to be the most searched person of the year, compared to Donald Trump when simple statistics are telling you that's not possible. Just from the start of the year till Pope Leo comes into the picture, Trump has already amassed all of Pope Leo's recognition in that time period alone. And then Pope Leo is back to going to zero at this point, right? So it is absolutely ridiculous to me that people think Pope Leo is going to be, you know what, I might even do this. I might even be a little fancy. But the returns are not that great, sadly. The returns are not that great because I'm going to have to buy this at 75 cents. So those are pretty horrible odds. You know, 70. Yes, I'm still making pretty much free 30%. But then I could just put more on Donald Trump at 23, and then I could be making 80%, right? So if I do want to deploy more capital, it will probably be directly on Trump itself. Oh, you know what? Let's deploy some more capital on Trump here. Where? Oh, okay. Give me a second, chat. I gotta type in my password. How is that not my password? There you go. Okay. So let me throw another order out there. Not sure if I will get this fill, but I would love to get this fill. Buy yes at 20 cents again. Let's see if we're going to get lucky at 20 cents. I'm going to throw that order out there. And then we're going to make a nice little tweet about this, because I think this is absolute baloney to think that someone who has, you know, clearly beat Pope Francis or Pope Leo. Pope Francis always comes to my mind. Pope Leo. Sam Altman is not even in picture over here. If we replace this with Sam Altman, you don't even see Sam Altman anywhere in here, okay? Not a single spike for Sam. Who else was on this list over here? Putin, maybe Putin and maybe Benjamin. Let's actually see them. Replace. What? Nothing for Benjamin. A little bit, but nothing really for little Benji. How about Vlad? Little Vlad, how about you? Okay, little Vladimir Putin has a little bit more recognition than then Benjamin Netanyahu, Vladimir Putin getting a little bit more spikes. Vladimir Putin getting a little bit more spikes. How about Zelensky? Hello? Vladimir Zelensky. You guys have the same name. Volodymyr. Come on, guys. Become friends already. Vladimir. You guys sound the same. You guys speak the same language too. Just be friends already, man. I guess you could say the same thing about Pakistan and India. But we're never going to be friends, okay? Never going to be friends. We're never going to be friends. Even Vladimir has a little bit more spikes than Sam Altman, okay? So, Benji, no spike. Vlad, a little bit spike for both of them. Sam, no spikes. Taylor, no spikes. Kendrick, who cares? Elon, Donald, Pope, Charlie. So, yeah. I am convinced that Donald Trump should be the most expected person over here. Let's kind of quickly go back over here. Who was the one? We had Taylor Swift. So let's put Taylor Swift back. Edit. Taylor Swift back. Topic. American songwriter, singer. Yes. And now let's bring in... What the hell is this? Who, according to who from this current trend stats is the most searched person of 2025? There you go, chat. There you go. Based on the Google Trend stats for 2025, Donald Trump is the most searched among the options. Charlie Kirk, Pope, Donald, Elon, Taylor. The average search interest values for the year are follows. Average 21, 6, 5, 2, 2. Donald Trump leads by a significant margin, indicating he was the most searched person. This just makes me want to buy more right now. Like, why wait for a 20 fill? I can just buy 22. And yes, I will. I will. Let's do it. Let's go for it. Let's go for that. Right? Wait, what do you mean open order, bro? Just fill me. I just fucking crossed. There you go. We got 25 more shares. Now we're 50 shares deep. On this position. For Donald Trump to be the #1 search person of the year. Look, guys, this is really this easy. This could give me an 80% return on my investment, okay? Show me a stock. Show me a stock that within the next 2 months will guarantee you at least a 50% return. I'm guaranteeing you this will give me at least a 50% return. Okay? I'm 100% sure this will give me a 50% return. Show me a stock that you can bet your house on that will give you a 50% return. Now, obviously, I'm not deploying all my capital because that would be stupid. The way you're supposed to deploy your capital would be... Let me not show you that bot over here. BM Kelly... it's currently trading at 22 cents. I think it should be trading at 50 cents. So realistically, you should be deploying around 9% of your free bankroll. And realistically, I deployed a little bit more than 9% of my bankroll already. So you know we're a little bit oversized on this position, but I'm okay with that. Look at that, Charlie Kirk already going down. Wasn't Charlie just at 31% while we started the stream? Charlie's now at 29%, okay? Charlie's already going down. This is because people on Twitter are watching me. I got a lot more prediction market traders on Twitter who could possibly be watching me. Let's go see if there's any chat over here. There's no messages, so we can close that. You know, they're potentially now front running my orders and starting to go long Donald Trump also. So something to keep an eye on over here. This market is catching my interest right now. Another market that recently caught my interest on Polymarket has been. Oh man, I should have never sold this one for break even. I sold a lot of my position out of this one for break even, and now it's actually going in the money, 35% in the money, which sucks to be me, obviously. This one, I caught some profits overnight, but now because of my average, I'm not in the money, but you know, I'm not worried about this position because I already made money on this position. So whatever's left is basically house money. You know, if I win 15 bucks for free. If I lose $9.40. But realistically, I lose nothing because I already scalped out my profits. This one is going against me, sadly. Not sure what Elon Musk is planning to do. Actually, a lot of these positions are going against me. We talked about the Donald Trump times line, but where is the Apple line? There you go. This one's very interesting. I did make some money on this one overnight. So I was long 37 cents. I sold some at 40 cents. So basically made nothing because I got scared a little bit based on how people were buying this nonstop. What's going on? Ask mom, please, bro. I need this. My mama kind of fucking trolls. Trolls, man. Okay. This one is very interesting. From my understanding, Apple Vision Pro was shelved. This product line was shelved and they're not going to do anything for this. So this should not be a 70% probability of trading at a yes, but it is. So I'm not sure what to do with this one. Hence, I cut my size on this. I took half of my size off for profits, but still took half my size off. Now I'm holding the other half to see what to do with this. The story for this one, you gotta read the rules, really. That's the story for most Polymarket stuff. You gotta read the rules. If you're not reading the rules on Polymarket, you're asking to get bent over and beat up. My most made money markets so far have been mentioned markets. These are what will the person say during their conversation at XYZ. So over here, what will Bernie Sanders say during the CNN town hall on October 15th, which I believe is like a Democrat town hall or something that they go to. AOC is supposed to say something there. Bernie's going to say something there. Biden was supposed to show up there. There was actually a bet that says, will Biden show up? And you could have put money on that if you wanted to. I don't see that one anymore. I think it closed. But yeah, look at this. You basically say, why would Bernie say Bernie? Right? You can basically buy that for 67 cents on the dollar right now, which I think is very cheap. 67 cents on the dollar. Why would Bernie say Bernie? That's almost free trade right there. And it's not even trading at a 50-50. It's trading at a 64-67, which is really stupid because that's way more than a dollar, right? It's trading at a 64-67, even over here, 65-90. That's because we're not really trading with a lot of volume on these markets. Someone probably made the market, meaning they split their position and they're selling buy at 65 because they have the buy at 50, and they're also selling the no at 90 because they have the buy at 50. So they're trying to make money on both sides. It's just a market maker mechanism over here, which is why you're seeing the placements where they are. Why would Bernie have to say Gaza at a Democratic event? In my opinion, them saying Gaza would almost be giving Trump his flowers, right? It's almost like, hey, Trump is so good that he is now creating peace in Gaza. So almost no reason for them to say Gaza, in my opinion. So 37 cents is a steal. Netanyahu, I think, is also not a reason for them to say that. So 39 cents over there is a steal. Maybe Zoran will be something that he could say if he's trying to endorse Zoran for the New York mayor. Billionaire friends, just kind of going through previous transcripts and understanding. Musk, Zuckerberg, or Bezos 7 times. No is trading at 75 cents. I think that's accurate. million, billion, trillion. That's a number. That's something that Trump says a lot. So buying no on this would probably be a good idea. Trump 12 times? Probably not. Why would he say Trump 12 times? He probably says president, not Trump. So that is almost on a discount at 66 cents. I'm almost sure that these will all start trading at a much higher price the closer we get to October 15th, which is tomorrow. So I might even have to sprinkle some here and there on these at low volume, sadly, but I might just have to sprinkle some here and there on these ones to get ready for tomorrow. I'll keep that one open for myself. But mention markets have been my go-to at the moment. That's where most of my money has been made. And I want to explore these earnings calendars, these earnings markets. They're also, introducing earnings mention markets. What will the stock say during their earnings report call or earnings conference call? So what I could be doing is we could in the future trade this live on stream during conference calls. That would be awesome. Trading mentioned markets live on conference calls would be awesome. To something to explore into. So I might have to think about opening a new YouTube account. A new YouTube streaming account where we do everything: poly market, stock market, everything. And then this account might have to be shelved and just deleted almost, because this account doesn't get any engagement based on how this account started to where this account is now. So I'm gonna have to work on that. You guys might see me taking some days off from streaming because I have to fix this room. I have to work on some other things too. My mom's sick too. My mom's crazy sick. She was at work. She came home early today. So I might have to take a couple of days off of streaming to work on those things. I also have a couple projects that I have to work on. For example, that the stock trading network project I told you. I might be getting employed by one of the biggest AI providers out there. So, that's just a little hint. I'm not 100% guaranteeing it's happening. Well, I might be employed very soon also by an AI provider. And I also have another friend who wants my skills in another project. So my duties are getting a little overwhelming. I'm almost getting to that point where I'm picking up too many projects for myself, and I'm going to lose my mind. But good things in the future, right? More the merrier. Doing things that excite me, and hopefully doing things that bring more money in my pocket and more money in your pocket too. We're not canceling the streams. That's not happening. We're not canceling 100% of the streams, but I might have to play around it for a couple. I'll let you guys know on Twitter if I'm taking days off or not. So make sure you follow me on all social media. What the hell happened over here? Why is this hurting? Make sure you're following me on all social media, and go make some money tomorrow, chat. Okay, I know I didn't spend a lot of time on the stock market, honestly, because there isn't much to really talk about. Quantum names are going, nuclear names are flying. The overall stock market is on a standstill. Trump is causing issues again, so obviously make sure you're being careful. Pay attention to the economic calendars. Pay attention to when Trump is talking. Pay attention to when Powell's talking. Today, Powell was talking, all right? So pay attention when Powell's talking, and apply risk management, okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, I have more of a concrete watch list and a better streamline for you tomorrow if I do go live. Make sure you follow me on all social media. Until next time, TraderPrad out. Peace.
A heart surrendered to God. Presidential Medal of Freedom. on his birthday.